And gentlemen, I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to have a look at the new tank that you can get for absolutely nothing. Yes, it is the High Score. Yes, the High Score is basically a Sherman. It's basically an M4. If you look at this tank here, it's basically an M4 A2 E4, something like that. But made as a collectible tank that you can get in the store. You've got to get the subscription for 10 days. That's all you've got to do. Every day, log into the game, go into the store, get that day's subscription, and after the 10 days, it will be yours for nothing. Now, what is this tank like? It's quite fun. For tier 5, it is quite fun. It has the derpy gun that is actually quite nice when it goes your way. So we're going to have a look at the stats, we're going to have a look at the armor profile, and we're going to have a look at just a couple of little battles for you. So the stats on this tank, I personally would run it with calibrated shells because you have heat, and heat HE. So unfortunately, I don't like tanks with that, with 2 heats and a HE, because that just means you can't shoot anything that is behind any objects or anything like that. So that is annoying, but it is what it is. But because it is HE and heat, I would run it with the calibrated shells because the penetration isn't great on this tank. Armor wise, it doesn't really have much armor either. I would like to have got a bit more armor with this tank, but unfortunately it doesn't. So the only thing that is exciting about this tank is the derp gun. So the DPM 1366, the reload time is 12.3 seconds. That is with the calibrated shells. You can get it down to around about 11 and a half if you run it with the rammer. The penetration 110 on your first heat, 132 on your second heat, and a nice 55 millimeters on your HE. That HE is pretty much the same HE as some tier 10s, like the HE is 55. So of course, up against tier 4s, yes, you're going to be able to penetrate. Most tier 4s, 5s and 6s from behind, you will be able to penetrate with HE. Now, what is fun about this tank is that alpha. The alpha on this, you've got 280 on your first heat, 250 on your second heat, and a nice 400 on your HE. So do try to get as much HE out as you possibly can. The aim time 3.3 for what it is not bad, but the dispersion, however, is quite bad at 0.454. It has 6 degrees of gun depression and the speed is 48 kilometers per hour. So 2 things that I would have liked for this tank is maybe, like I said, a bit more armor and maybe a bit more speed, because it does feel quite sluggish. Even though it's 48 kilometers per hour, it does actually feel quite sluggish. But having said that, it is a free tank. I love the little high score at the side of there, and I do think it's quite good, you know, with this gaming theme that Wargaming are currently doing. It just fits straight into that gaming theme, and I think it's all right for a free tank. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. So we're just going to have a look at the armor profile, and then we will head over and have some battles. The high score isn't on Blitzhanger, so I can't check the armor profile of that, but we will check the M4A2 because it's basically the same. I think the high score is a little bit better. Literally, like the front armor is about 4 millimeters more, something like that. So it's nothing really in it. So as you can see, looking directly at it, the effective armor on the upper plate is 115 mil. Now, looking at your pen, you should still be able to pen yourself frontally on the upper plate at 115. At a push, you might have to switch to the premium round, but many people will be able to penetrate you. The lower or middle, sort of just below the middle, the lower plate 125 millimeters effective, and the bottom plate 139. So this one's quite different. The lower plate is more stronger and the upper plate is a lot more weaker. However, your turret will be able to withdraw some shots, especially if you are wiggling, because you the gun mantlet, it should just auto bounce on that gun mantlet. And you do have the hatch up top, which is really, really weak. But to be honest, people are not going to shoot that. They're going to shoot your front plate there. And of course, you've got no armor to the side and to the rear. So the armor profile wise is not great. So we've got two little battles for you. Not too much, to be honest. It was quite difficult to try and get footage of this. Everyone focuses you, and again, you can't really bounce too much, but I still had a little bit of fun in it, especially when I did get the HE that pays off. So we will show you a couple of the HE and just what the HE is capable of, but first up we're just going to show you this little battle. And yeah, I mean, the penetration, the penetration does kind of suck a little bit on your heat, and again, the armor profile, you just struggle to bounce. I mean, yeah, I come out sideways there. We do get a couple of little shots from the Matilda at an angle, but that's basically all we're going to bounce. We're not going to bounce too much more. What I also like about this tank is Wargaming have really thought about it, that where you get where it says high score coming to on the side, which you can see there. Obviously it's not all battle, it comes and goes, it goes across, you can see it going across, and then it goes for a little bit and then it comes back. But also what I do like about what Wargaming have thought about is when you die, it also says something there, which we will have a look at. We're just going to finish this game, but you can see a normal HE round there, over 300 damage there for a high roll. Absolutely perfect if you can get these shots off. Of course, the gun dispersion isn't the best, so you have to aim in. You do, if with these long range shots, you do have to aim in to be able to make sure that you hopefully do penetrate. But yeah, I mean, we're going to bounce on this Matilda here, and it is annoying, but that is going to get us spotted, and we are going to get killed by a Wolverine. But there, when you die, game over. So I do like these little gestures that Wargaming are putting in, like things like that, like game over. It doesn't just say high score. When you die, it does say game over. However, when you do win, it literally says nothing. So it would be nice if Wargaming would have added something if you do win, but currently it just says high score and then game over. So the HE of this thing is, if you can get the HE out and penetrating, I mean, look at that there, 385 damage with HE in that shot, and there is going to be a bit more damage that we can do. We can go better than that, we can go higher than that, but yeah, I mean, the only thing that really makes this tank not that fun is that armor. You can't bounce anything in this thing. A lot of people will be playing this tank, so of course in 10 days time, when everyone gets the tank for free, you're going to have probably 3 or 4 of these in a game in the same team. This is where we get a nice shot. Look at that, 423 into that Leopard 1. So what is good, I mean, derp guns are good anyway. If you're used to playing derp guns can be fun. You know, KV2s, Death Stars, tanks like that, they can be fun. Smashers, but they have to work, and of course sometimes it doesn't go to plan and you can literally do nothing, you can't penetrate anything, but this tank is all about the HE. You need to get that HE out. So I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Hope you get the tank. I'm Meadsy, and I will catch you all soon. Bye bye. With